Well, hello everyone. SoranotRoxas here. How you guys been, huh? Yeah, it's been a while since I put up a new video, let me say, because I think on not the last video, but sometime before then, I actually can't remember which video it was. I said that, oh, I'm just going to be uploading all old stuff for the past week, and I think that was just last week only. There was a reason for that. The semester was ending. I had to get out some projects and stuff like that, but well, the semester's over, and now it's the summertime, and you know what that means. Time to find a new job. Yes, I need another job because the YouTube thing is fine, but I just needed a little bit extra money in my pocket. But anyway, that's not what you clicked on the video for. Unless you're a returning subscriber, that's like the only reason why I have not been making any videos in like the past week. But if you're new to this channel, or you just want to click on this video out of curiosity, all I want to talk about today is the season passes. Are they worth it, or should you really invest your money into them? Now, I'm not going to do like a whole on is it worth it video. You know, this is just more on a discussion video. It's just something, a topic that I've just been wanting to talk about for a while now. And I'm going to make this as quick as possible. I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes, so I'm going to be checking the clock and making sure I do so. But okay, let's talk about season passes. Do they hurt the game, or do they help the game? Now granted, with some games you can actually get good season passes, or should I say good DLC within the season pass. Of course, you don't always have to buy the season pass. These can be brought separately, as well as the DLCs. Whether a game is good or bad, or just plain underwhelming, you can always count on the company nowadays to make some sort of DLC package, some sort of season pass, special pre-order stuff like that. And the pre-order stuff, we can argue about that anytime you want. And I think I said this before, I don't pre-order a lot of games, but when I do, it's mostly games that I think that are guaranteed to be of interest to me. Basically games that I know, just as when I talk about Batman Arkham Knight, you know, I talk about Batman Arkham Knight all the time on this channel, and I've said that I pre-ordered that game, and I think I said in that video I don't rarely do that, you know, but when I do, especially I did it with Grand Theft Auto 5 as well, you know, I pre-ordered the crap out of that when that first was available. I did that, but even then, with that being said, as big of a Kingdom Hearts fan I am, or how much I praise Final Fantasy 15's demo, I still haven't pre-ordered any of those. Mostly because I like to wait until they get the freaking concept art out first before they start saying, oh, you can pre-order this. Yeah, you guys don't even have a proper release date for any of these games. Why should I pre-order it? At least Batman had one. They just decided to push it back, and of course that pissed me off again, but that's fine. So now officially it's coming out June 23rd, which is fantastic. And oh yeah, also next month we got Jurassic World coming out, and I hope that is good, because I wouldn't say I've been deprived of good movies lately. I've been watching a lot of good movies. I've been catching up. Okay, I'm sort of going off track here, but just really quick, on the movie front, for people who like to watch my channel for reviews, I have been watching some good ones. You know, I've seen Foxcatcher, which was, I thought was okay, possibly a little bit overrated. I saw Whiplash finally, which was really good. That one was really good. That one is the one I praised a little bit more. And I seen Nightcrawler, like all these movies that I didn't expect at first glance to actually be interesting to me. Oh well, I found them interesting, but it was more on people's recommendations that I ended up watching them, which is funny because I didn't include any of them in my top 10 best movies of 2014 list, and I'm so disappointed why I didn't include those movies. Maybe on the 2015 list I'll do an honorable mentions for 2014. Again, movies I miss for 2014 before I do the 2015 movies. So I'll leave that as it is. But besides Jurassic World coming out next month, there are a couple of other movies I want to watch, and I'm possibly just going to throw up a review on this channel when I get a chance. And besides that, such as Ex Machina or maybe Fast and Furious 7, because Kingsman Secret Service might be too old now. to do a review on. Everyone already got their opinion on that, and that movie seems like fun. I finally got my hands on it. Well, digitally, I got my hands on it, so I want to check that movie out. But okay, let's go back to the actual topic for this freaking video, and that is the season passes. Yeah, so with each game, there's going to be some DLC stuff thrown out, and you can argue whether is it even appropriate to have DLC, but there will always be, it seems like nowadays there will always be a season pass. Why? Because people buy into that, and they showed that these companies that, hey, maybe something like this is working. Okay, granted, there are some good games where they will give you a good season pass for a very good time. Like this game in particular, Assassin's Creed 4, which surprised me a lot, and how fun it freaking was, man. I mean, I think I'm gonna start this game over and do it again. And you guys know I finally got the PS4, but yeah, I was so anxious to play this. Finally, I got on the PS3. The PS4 one was, I think, about $10-15 more, a little bit more expensive. And at the time, I didn't have the PS4 yet, so I didn't want to buy the game and didn't leave it there. Like I did with Infamous Second Son. I brought Infamous Second Son in like March, and I didn't get the system until like 3 months later. But yeah, even with something like Assassin's Creed, which was really surprising, the DLC felt worth it. Now, granted, I didn't buy a season pass for it. I don't even know if there was a season pass for it. But the DLC that turned out to be available at the time was really good. It seemed like it was worth it as far as for people who did get the season pass. I pretty much just brought the standalone DLC by itself, as well as any additional DLCs by itself. Just possibly one. So only like one or two. And that's all I really needed. So there was no reason for me to get the season pass because the other stuff didn't seem interested to me. So with that being said, why should we even have the season pass? Okay, so they do save you about $10 to $20 depending on which company is running it, and regardless of the game, well, should I say certain games, it seems more worth it than others. Now this is Red Dead Redemption's Game of the Year edition. This comes with all the DLC, the Undead Nightmare and everything. I still have my original copy in there with the Undead Nightmare DLC downloaded on it. I mostly like to keep a lot of my games disc-based because I like to have a gaming library. You just come here, you just check, you just get what game you want, and it actually comes on the freaking disc. That is another thing with DLC. It doesn't come on the disc or anything. Even if you're downloading it digitally, that's another thing. If you're downloading it digitally and you just do everything digital DLC, I think that's better than somebody like me who prefers the disc-based games and then download the DLC, because maybe it's just a mental thing, but I just feel like I don't have the full game, and this should feel like that with all DLCs, but we're used to it now, so that's fine. There's always going to be DLC for a game, like I said, regardless of how good or how bad it is, there will be DLC for it. But with that said, besides giving out Game of the Year editions, I really don't see what is the point of having season passes in general. Like, the sequel to Rocksteady's long-awaited Batman Arkham City is going to have a season pass that's about, what, $40-something? Yeah, that's pretty crazy, but they're going to have 6 months worth of new DLC. Stuff that they could already put in the game, but refuse to. And maybe, who knows, maybe they might come out with just a Game of the Year edition afterwards. I wouldn't be surprised if that Game of the Year, then all the DLC comes out in one disc. That would be fan-freaking-tastic. I will buy it again. This is the second copy of I think I said this before. This is my second copy of Arkham City. This is the Game of the Year edition. I still have the original with some of the DLC on it, but not with all of the DLC on it, like Harley Quinn's Revenge and stuff like that. So, releasing a Game of the Year edition is good. And I'm able to get a lot of stuff that I wasn't able to get the first time around when I brought the DLC separate. But with that being said, if I would have got the season pass for Arkham City, which was I don't know how much, regardless of how much it is, you're paying $60 for basically the base game, and then you're paying an extra amount of what, 20 or more dollars to get all the future DLC that might not include all of the DLC, like as far as pre-order bonuses and extra stuff like that. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing. So instead of me getting the full game first and then paying for the season pass to get the DLC, I could just wait for the Game of the Year edition and or whatever special edition they come out with, possibly a year or two later, and just get the entire game for $60 or maybe less. You know, I got this for less, and it comes with all the DLC. But at the same time, you know, you really want to get that game, and of course, fantastic advertising. You know, you see all these extra stuff they're gonna add, and you're just like, oh god, you know, that's great. Even though in the long run, if you wait, they might come out with a collection edition or some type of special edition, which will save you money. So would the season pass be worth it then? Well, some games don't always come out with a collection edition or some Game of the Year edition, such as Black Ops 2 did, and you was forced to buy a season pass. So a game like this, which I do regret buying a season pass or even pre-ordering this piece of garbage, it still raises a question whether the season pass will be worth it for people that do like Call of Duty. You know, a lot of people like this game. Well, buying the season pass for them, you know, really hurt them because there won't be any special edition or something like that coming out for this that's going to give all the DLC with it. So, with a shooter, it's a little bit different. Same thing with something like Destiny. You know, when I said that it was underwhelming as well, there are going to be more DLC. There's already been a DLC released for it, something with wolves or something like that, and they're already adding extra missions, extra guns, extra game modes and stuff like that. You know, and these are all fine stuff. And this is, once again, this is a shooter that's basically based on having a lot of DLC. You know, games like that, I can say that are the exception. Call of Duty, Battlefield, those games are the exceptions as far as whether you should get the season pass or not. That's just your decision, because those games are depending on their DLC rather than just their base game, which is also kind of sad because back in the day, you know, if a Mortal Kombat was released, they wouldn't cut off the characters for you behind a paywall. They wouldn't allow you to say, hey, you want to do the easy fatalities? Here, throw some money at us and then you'll be able to do any fatality you want really easily. No, it wouldn't be like that in the older gaming days. And I know because I was there. You know, I was there for the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, and I played the original Mortal Kombat. And you know, when this DLC thing started to really come forward, once the PlayStation 3 and then other systems like that really started to come forward in the Xbox, it was, I didn't like it at first. Now I have no choice. You know, you have to adapt, you have to get used to it. I'm still an old school gamer, which is why I still buy disc-based games. Now this one, for example, Infamous 2, which is another game as well as Infamous Second Son, I think I left it downstairs, is a game that I also brought the DLC for. And the DLC did feel worth it, but at the same time, even when I brought the game and I played it by itself, it still felt like a full game. With something like Call of Duty, it didn't feel like a full game without that DLC. So, once again, is the Season Pass worth it? Does it deserve to even exist? Maybe, for certain games. And although I don't like it, I think it's really dumb, there are games, like I said, such as Call of Duty or Battlefield, or seems like mostly shooters or even sports games, that basically rely on that. And they keep taking more and more from the game with each installment just so you can get a season pass for it. I'd rather play something like Assassin's Creed 4 than to do something like that where I can still feel like I'm getting a full game. And, you know, even Ubisoft, you know, I said Assassin's Creed 4, even Ubisoft's going down this line. You know, Square Enix did it too with Final Fantasy 13, which turned out to be a disaster. Games like that, you know, these open world, maybe open world RPG type style games, they possibly shouldn't be doing this whole season pass thing. And for some reason, something like Batman works, because at the same time, I still feel like I'm playing the full game, and I have the options to buy whatever DLC I want. But the season pass thing, I'm not too keen on. I really am. So I don't know, guys. I don't particularly care for season pass in general. So, well, this video has been going on for more than 10 minutes. I don't know, where are we going on? 17 minutes here. Let me look at the timeline at the bottom. I can't see that. So, we're wrapping it up. Closing statement. What do I think that season pass should exist? Maybe for just certain games. Just certain games. Like, kind of like the games I named today. Or any other games that I didn't miss, I'm sure possibly deserve it or can benefit more from having more DLC to them, such as Destiny. And then there are games that feel like full games and possibly shouldn't even bother with having a season pass or DLC thrown at it, such as Mortal Kombat. You know, just go back to letting us unlock characters through fucking playing the game. Like, there's no reason for this whole season pass and paywalls to be put up. But you know, these companies, they're not gonna listen. Yeah, this is how they get extra money out of you. They just do that. It's a practice, and you know what? Sometimes it works. Like I said, I brought the DLC for a lot of games, and you know, Assassin's Creed 4, the Batman games, Infamous, I didn't regret it. They were good. Some DLC is really worth it. But alright guys, that's it. That's all I want to talk to you about. So this was a topic video / update video, which I thought I stopped making those, but well, what the hell, just throw like a little update in there. Okay, good to be back in front of the camera, and I'll see you guys on more of my reviews. Oh, yeah, so before I go, besides movie reviews, this is also for returning subscribers to my channel who have subscribed to me due to stuff like my series reviews, such as My Little Pony or Teen Titans Go. The last My Little Pony video, I'm gonna try to get it up next weekend. Okay, so I'm gonna try to work on it this Memorial Day weekend. If I can't do that, I would just try to get it done this week, because it's the summer, and besides me looking for a new job, I have nothing really going on. So okay, I'm gonna get started on that, because I do have all the seasons and the movie for that show. So I'm gonna take a look at those, and then I'm gonna make my movie review. Okay, well, movie review, series review, blah blah blah. All right, so see you guys later. Take care.